Hello everybody, Digibro here. Welcome to my closet, where I live now. I want to talk about something that I find interesting, maybe you will as well, sort of spurned on by a discussion I got into on Twitter about closing comments. Specifically closing comments on YouTube videos, but this could apply to anything. Now, I've seen this common, very strange to me mentality among YouTube commenters, usually ones who are mad because someone like me has closed the comments on a video, saying things like, you're denying free speech, or, or what you're doing is wrong, you're trying to get rid of all criticism of your videos, like all these different opinions that don't make a lot of sense to me. I'm going to get into why. First of all, the obvious one is the free speech argument, which is just ridiculous. Free speech is a legal thing. It's the government allowing you to say what you want, you specifically about the government for the most part. It's you being able to express your own opinions and not have to face any legal action for it, that you're allowed to say, what you want to say about the world, about the government. What free speech does not include is that everyone has to give you a platform to say what you want to say. Free speech does not say that I have to allow people to, let's say, come into my house and preach their opinions at me. You can't do that, right? Because obviously my house is my property and I have a right to kick you out. That's also protected by the law. Free speech means you can say what you want. It doesn't mean you can say it wherever you want, to whomever you want, at whatever time you want, And YouTube comments, or any comments, are a platform that someone is giving you. YouTube itself is giving everyone on YouTube a platform. And there are rules about how that platform can be used, right? I'm not allowed to post porn on YouTube. I'm not allowed to post people getting killed on YouTube, right? That's against their policy. They've given me a platform to say what I want to say, but not absolutely anything I want to say. It's within their rules, within their guidelines. And what YouTube also gives me is the ability to enable or disable comments. They leave that in my hands. They allow me to say, I want to give people a platform or I don't want to. Now, they still have authority over those comments, even for me. Like if YouTube, for some reason, decided that the comments on one of my videos were dangerous and they wanted to get rid of them, they could do that. I wouldn't be able to stop them. But, in the end, they leave it up to the individual creator to decide whether or not comments are appropriate for their video. I'm allowed to delete comments. I'm allowed to ban people from commenting on my channel. I have control over that, So, really, when people have their comments open, that's because they're letting people comment on it. That's not a given right that people have to comment on videos. It's the video maker deciding that they think they would rather have comments on their videos for one reason or another. I think we've gotten to a weird point where there's a lot of people who think that YouTube comments are supposed to be open, like as an idealistic thing, like it's like you're a bad person if you close comments, or like you're doing something wrong. And this conception has gotten so prevalent that I think that people aren't really thinking about whether or not comments are right for their video. They're just playing into the cultural idea that sort of exists that having comments is the right way to go. What inspired me to get into this whole rant was a tweet by a YouTuber named ChaseFaceShow, and he was saying how he gets so many ignorant comments and he can't stand it, and he was getting to the point where he was like, I might just have to stop reading comments. He was like, I love it when I get encouraging comments, but I get so much ignorant bullshit that I just don't even want to read it anymore. And I was like, the best way to get rid of them, because it's always like one video, right? Whatever your most popular or controversial video is, that's the one that keeps getting comments forever, that keeps having people spout their opinions at you, that keeps having people, say the same shit over and over and over again. And really, that's what it is that makes people not like comments. It's the repetition. It's getting the same shit over and over and over. And I said to him, well, you should just close the comments on those big videos. It'll make your life better. You'll like reading comments again. And he was like, well, I don't want to be like Anita Sarkeesian and close comments. I feel like that would be a bad thing. Here's the issue, all right? The fact that Anita Sarkeesian did something does not mean that thing is a bad idea. This is the Hitler fallacy, right? Where people say like, oh, Hitler said that as well, and he killed all those people, so that must be bad by association. Hitler also drove a car. Do you consider driving a car bad because Hitler drove a car? No, right? Not everything associated with someone who did something bad is a bad thing. And that's the problem here. People are so afraid of the boogeyman of Anita Sarkeesian that they don't want to associate themselves with anything that Anita Sarkeesian would have done, you know? And I can get into that another time, how that pisses me off. But anyway, people think that comments need to be open. But, like, think about what the comments are offering you. Think about what Chase said. I might have to stop reading comments. So what value is there to him in leaving these comments open? What's he getting out of it? What's anyone getting out of it? If you look at people who have big channels, people who have a lot of subscribers, they almost never read their comments, you know? And it's because of this. They get the same dumb bullshit comments all the time, and their audience is too big for them to really curate the comments, so it just runs wild. You know, they never have time to respond to enough of them for it to make a difference, so they just say, fuck it, I'm not reading it, you know? Game Grumps openly says, we don't read our comments. And then you get channels that are big that do close their comments and then open up a separate place for it. Total Biscuit has had his comments closed forever. He has a Reddit board where people go and they actually discuss the content of the video without all the dumb comments, you know? Aaron Signal did it for a long time. Fucking PewDiePie has a fucking forum for himself. He closes comments on his videos and he has an entire forum, and he's the biggest YouTuber, you know, because people would abuse his comment systems. If you go, I watched a Markiplier video once where he was saying how, you know, there's all these scammers in his comments, and he's like, you know, please flag these spammers and stuff like that. It's like, of course you're going to want to close comments in a case like that. But people don't see this big picture of what, like, you know, what all the different things comments can mean and the different values they can have. They just see it as, ooh, I didn't get to leave my shitty comment, so you're infringing my free speech or whatever. Look, I love having comments open on my videos. I consider comments to be, like, integral to the way I produce my videos. And not everyone feels that way, you know? I know some of my friends don't read comments at all because they don't care. They see it as I'm producing content for an audience. I'm not here to listen to what they have to say, you know. No one accosts a TV producer for the fact that TV doesn't have comments enabled on fucking television, you know. No one brings that up because that's the nature of the art form, you know. And YouTube can be a lot of different things. It can be a place for promotion. That's why companies usually close the comments and turn off the like bar. It's not because they're afraid of criticism. It's because they're not posting a conversation or a discussion topic. They're posting an advertisement or a trailer or something that's, you know, that's tied to their brand that has nothing to do with you and your opinions, you know. YouTube can be a lot of things. YouTube is not designed to be a forum. If it was, its comments, like its comment section stuff wouldn't suck so much, you know. Comments would be threaded better, and you'd have a different system that doesn't arrange them by fucking how many votes they get. And by the way, YouTube comments are not arranged by what gets the most upvotes. They're arranged by what gets the most votes. That's why the top comment is always some controversial bullshit, because it's the one that has the most up and down combined. So usually when you see that top comment that's like bitching about the video and it has like 75 upvotes, the reason it's top comment is because it probably has 200 downvotes, but or it's got just a bit more upvotes than it does downvotes, and that's what brings it to the top of the page, you know, or because the creator of the video responded to it and everyone upvoted the creator's response, and that brings the whole thread up to the top of the page, you know. So people act like, oh, you didn't want to take criticism because there's that one comment at the top, when usually when that happens, all the other comments are positive. You know, when you actually read them, when you actually go past top comment, it's a bunch of positive comments, and that one guy, you know, that one dickhole who, because their comment was controversial, reached the top of the page. But, like, I love comments because I love discussion. Because that's where I come from. I come from an anime blog, and for me, as an anime blogger, views were unreliable. I didn't get a lot of views. Most of it was from like bots and shit. You know, you never know where your views are really coming from unless you have the kind of organic growth that I've had on YouTube. I got affirmation that what I was saying was interesting or that people gave a fuck from comments. People left comments and it made me feel like, wow, people are responding to the kind of stuff I write, you know? And I love reading comments because most of my comments are thoughtful and interesting and engaging, right? But the vast majority of unique comments that I will ever get on a video occur within the first 72 hours, usually the first 48 hours. Those first 2 days when most of the people who are my subscribers see the video, they all comment. And then from then on, most of the comments that I get, if a video keeps getting comments, which is rare, it's only the really big ones that keep getting comments, it's usually the same stuff that other people have already said over and over and over again. And that can be fine. Sometimes people rephrase it in an interesting way, or every once in a blue moon, someone leaves a really unique comment on one of my old videos. So, you know, I like to keep comments open. And I also like having the good comments still be there. You know, the only reason I've never closed comments on the original Sword Art Online video I did, the one that's an hour long, because it still gets comments all the time, and most of them are annoying, but there's so many good comment threads in there that I don't want to just shut it down. And YouTube hasn't fucking given me the ability to just cancel new comments, which would be beautiful if you could make it so you keep all the ones that are there, and then you just make it so people can't leave new ones after a certain amount of time. Because what that would do is that would make people actually read the comments and realize that their opinion has been stated already. You know, that's why we get sick of it, because we've heard it already. We heard that opinion the day the video came out, usually the first comment, you know. I've had to get comments every fucking day about how I mispronounce like Killua in fucking in my Hunter x Hunter video. It's like one of the first comments that it was on the video was, you mispronounced Killua, and then every day I have to read a comment about that, you know? I don't want to close comments on it because it hasn't quite reached that level, but like, when it does, when it reaches that level on different videos, then I fucking close them, because it's like, I want to be able to read all my comments, you know? I read them all in a feed that shows me each new comment in the order it's made, and I read all of them. And if I have one fucking video that just constantly have people bitching on it, you know, then I'm going to close comments. It just makes sense. It makes my life better. It makes it easier, you know, for me to deal with. I can still read all the comments. And the alternative is what? I stop reading comments? You know, that sucks. I don't want to stop reading comments. And again, I don't get like why you would leave them open if you're not going to read them. Just fucking close them. You know, it'll make your life better. A few people downvote the video and they'll send you messages. I get messages in my inbox on YouTube where people are like, since you closed comments on this video, I'm going to send you a message in your inbox. Do you think I give a fuck about your opinion if I closed comments on the video so I wouldn't have to hear anyone else's opinion on it? You know? The reason I close comments is because I had to hear that opinion a million times. And I get those. It'll be like, you know, on your what is anime and what's not, you said anime is not this, but I think it is this. And I'm like, I made that video to end this conversation, not to keep having it. Now, the other complaint that people have is that you're trying to silence criticism. And I want to break that down because, first of all right, I think a lot of people would consider me a critic. Right? I write critical analysis from time to time. I don't really see myself as a critic. I see myself more as an entertainer or an analyst. I write from the perspective of this is how I see things. I don't write from the perspective of this is what they should have done. This is, you know, this is why their show is bad or something. I don't know what they were going for. And I don't think you can really offer constructive criticism to someone unless you understand the context of how their thing was made. You have to understand what their intentions were and why they didn't make it that way. You know, a lot of the time when it comes to like TV shows or something, it's meddling. It's just like they knew what they wanted and they couldn't do it, you know? And with my videos, with anyone's videos really, the kind of criticism that we usually get is not the kind of criticism that's like, here's what you should have done to make your point better. It's, here's the kind of video I wanted you to make. Here's the kind of video I think you should be making. And I don't need that kind of criticism because I make the kind of videos I want to make. The reason I make YouTube videos is that no one else was doing the kind of stuff I wanted to see. No one else was writing about anime the way I wanted people to write about anime, or the way they weren't writing the kind of stuff I want to read. So I'm writing the kind of stuff I want to read. So I write for myself first and foremost, and when other people appreciate that, those are my viewers. The people who also wanted that, who wanted the things I wanted, you know? When you leave a comment that you need to be more objective, that's what makes you a good reviewer, I don't give a fuck. I make the kind of reviews I want to watch, you know? When I do, you know, when criticism is appreciated is when you understand that I did something, that I was trying to do something and I didn't accomplish it, you know? For instance, I leave comments on other people's videos almost always about audio because I know what people are going for. I know people want good audio. And I'll listen to a video and I'll hear that someone has their gain knob turned up too high and they're clipping their audio a lot, and I'll tell them, your gain knob's too high, you're clipping your audio. It's a pretty fucking safe bet that they are not intentionally clipping their audio, you know, that they're fucking something up and they don't know better. And they're usually appreciative when I tell them that, and they usually fix it. Or I tell them, your music's a little too loud, I can't hear what you're saying, you know? And even that could be a stylistic choice. Maybe some people just like to have the music really loud. I don't know. Personally, I hate when I get distracted by the music in someone's video. I'd prefer that they turn it down. But, you know, it's just me offering my opinion. It's not so much a criticism as it is a complaint, really. And this whole like if I did want criticism, if I wanted it, like if I wasn't sure about something, I would come to someone I trust or someone who does a similar job to me, you know. Most of my friends are YouTubers. I talk to a lot of other YouTubers, other anime YouTubers, game YouTubers, people like that, you know, and we share ideas. We talk shop. We talk craft. We talk about our jobs all the time, what we think we should be doing in our videos, what we think would be better or worse, you know, other people who are actually in this profession, which it is. I've been doing this professionally for 3 years now. This is my job, you know, and leaving a comment on my video, like, offering criticism is like if you walked into a restaurant and someone gave you a sub and you ate it and it wasn't what you wanted, and you went up to the chef and you were like, this isn't what I wanted, here's what you did wrong, and all this other shit, and you're not even a cook, you don't even understand how the fucking food is made, you know. It's valid that you didn't like the food, but like, the chef is not necessarily beholden to change it just for you. Maybe other people like it. Maybe he's been successful, you know? And that kind of criticism could maybe be helpful if this chef was not successful at all. If I was doing this channel and no one was watching my videos at all, and I was like, why is no one watching my videos? And people were like, well, it's because you do this style. And then I'd be like, okay, well, I guess I need to go do something else. But it's not like that, you know? I have success. I'm doing this professionally. I know what I'm doing. And when people come up to me and like, your video's not what I wanted your video to be, it's like, tough, go shop somewhere else. Eat at a different fucking sandwich place, you know? Eat it somewhere that's making it your way. And, you know, at a sandwich shop, if you came in and started yelling at the guy who makes your sandwich, you fucking faggot, you suck, eat a dick, they'd kick you out. They would kick you out of the store. They would not let you stay there, you know? And when people do that to me, I ban them. You know, if someone leaves a comment that's just like, fuck you, go die, I delete it. And if they leave 3 of those comments, I ban them. To me, that seems perfectly logical. That seems like what everyone should be doing and what makes perfect sense, you know? You don't put up with that stuff in the real world. Why the hell would you put up with it on the internet, which is in fact the real world now? You know, the internet, everyone's on the internet. It's not a secret club where the rules don't apply. It's the same fucking society that we live in. And the other thing is, because I am a professional, I usually know what's wrong. You know, this video is ugly. I'm watching right now, and you can see my shadow here on the wall, and every time my hand passes in front of my face, it casts a shadow across my face. The video's grainy because I'm filming it with the inward-facing camera on my smartphone, which is a low-quality camera. It's badly lit. I have one light that's down on the floor. You know, I'm too far away from the microphone, so it's going to be echoey and reverby, you know, whereas if I was up close like this, it would probably sound a lot better. But, You know, I understand these things because I make videos for a living. It's what I do. But the circumstances prevent me from making every video look amazing. You know, my brother Victor is a professional filmographer, so when I have videos where the live action footage looks really good, it's because Victor shot that. You know, I got him, and he hates filming for me. He hates it. I have to like really fucking bend his arm to get him to do anything for me. So, you know, I can't always have the best quality in my videos, but anything that's different from what my vision is, I know. You know, if I fuck up the audio, I know. I hear it every time. Every time I listen back to a video, I can hear every audio mistake, everything I should have re-recorded. You know, I get really critical of the way I read my scripts, critical of my own English mistakes, you know, things like that. I know this stuff. So, like, what are these criticisms supposed to be offering me? You know, people make it out like, oh, you're a wuss if you won't listen to criticism. What criticism? Where's the help? What is this supposed to help me with? It's a bunch of people, most of whom are not video makers, who don't do this professionally, who don't understand my vision, who don't know what I want out of my videos, complaining that my videos aren't like what their idea of what it should be is, you know? My videos, which are not reviews, they're not beholden to any standard except my own. I don't make these under the impression that they are like, that they're this type of video, that I'm trying to be like this guy, you know? Someone said on Twitter, they were like, respectable YouTubers would just ignore bad comments. What is a respectable YouTuber? I'm not trying to be a respectable YouTuber. That's not my job description, is not be whatever your definition of respectable YouTuber is, you know? I personally respect several YouTubers who close their comments, you know? I can respect Total Biscuit, even if I don't really watch his videos. I respect Errant Signal. I respect, you know, plenty of people who do it. And I would fully support someone if they wanted to close them or to moderate them, you know? To me, that is respectable. And more than anything, I respect myself. I have the self-respect to know that I don't have to put up with bullshit and that I should treat myself, you know, to living a good life of not having to read dumb bullshit comments all the time. So the reason I'm making a video about this is not just to complain, it's to inform other video makers first and foremost. I mean, I'm sort of preaching to the choir. I think most people who watch this video will appreciate my sentiment, you know. It might be interesting to you to hear that this is sort of what YouTubers, you know, go through, but like, I think most of you will appreciate where I'm coming from. But like, the people I really want to speak to are the YouTubers. Think about what your comments mean. What do they mean to you? You are not beholden to your audience to leave comments open, you know? It could maybe be a good business decision because there's so many people on YouTube who hate when people close comments and they'll get mad and they'll downvote your video. But you know, who the fuck cares about your downvotes and shit, you know? I've got Sword Art Online Part 2 or Season 2 Part 1. The comments have been closed on that for about a year now. You know, I closed them last December, I think. And that video is one of my top 5 most successful videos ever. Most people know me as a Sword Art Online guy. They know me for that. And guess what? On parts 2, 3, and 4, the comments have been great forever. You know, the only shitty comments I get are the people who show up to complain about part 1. And my response is always, well, you commented here. You know, you made it to part 2. The comments were open here, so clearly you weren't that silenced. You fucking shared your opinion, asshole, you know? Because the people who actually watch the video are usually not the ones leaving the obnoxious complaints. It's usually the people who are being reactionary, who react to the first couple minutes of the video, who don't like that you're making a negative review or that it's opinionated, it's not objective, which is not a thing. So, you know, fuck those people, fuck those downvotes. If you don't like the comments, disable the comments. It's going to make your life better. And don't listen to these assholes who are trying to pressure you into being the kind of YouTuber that's respectable. I don't care about the respect of some guy on Twitter who I don't know, who who has nothing to do with YouTube or my craft or my job, you know, this thing that I do as a career and get paid to do and is my lifestyle, and, you know, and I'm supported by my fans, you know. The only time that the opinions of people, like, about my videos really matter to me is my patrons, because they're people who are literally giving me money because they like my videos, and I want to do right by them, you know. If I was selling a product and I was, you know, let's say, go back to that sandwich analogy, if I made a sandwich and you didn't like it, I would give you your money back, you know. I would say, I'm sorry that I didn't make the thing you wanted, you know, or maybe I'll even try to make something, you know, maybe I'll make it up to you. I can make you better. What do you want on your fucking sandwich? You know, you gave me money. It's different. People who are just random people on YouTube, you're watching a video for free. What do you care? Get out of here, you know? But, like, I will ask my patrons, like, you know, are you okay with this kind of content? Do you think this is all right for me to patron, you know? Because I want to make sure they're having a good buyer experience, because they're essentially buying a product, even if it's not one that they really have to pay for, or you know, it's sort of a very user end decision on whether or not they want to actually contribute to the videos. But, you know, I just want to make sure that they're happy with the stuff they're doing. And ultimately, my message to people who are, like, complaining that they don't have a place to comment when you close comments, make a video, you know? The platform is there. I don't have to give you a platform, but you can speak wherever you want, you know? Again, free speech. If YouTube won't publish you, then go make a magazine. You know, like, go to a magazine. They won't publish you, and go make your own magazine. You know, the ideas are free. You can make ideas, but you're going to have to put effort into it. You're going to have to make it as good as my video if you want people to see it and to pay attention to it, you know. There is a competition of ideas. That's what the free market is. That's what freedom and capitalism and everything that our country fucking stands for is about. It's not the freedom to bitch and whine in my comment section. It's the freedom to bitch and whine in general. And if people want to listen to your bitching and whining, then they'll take it into consideration. You know, there's ways. It's not going to be easy necessarily. It's not like you can go, Like I can see people saying it's not fair. I don't have time to dedicate my whole life to becoming a YouTuber. And it's like, well, then why is your opinion important? You know, if you don't have the dedication to make your opinion widely known, to present your opinion in a way that people will appreciate, to get your voice out there, if you're not passionate enough to do that, then why do we care about your opinion? You know, people enjoy my writing because I've dedicated myself to my writing, where I've spent 10 years perfecting this craft. You know, obviously I don't think it's perfect, but, like, honing this craft of being able to write about my feelings and write about media, you know, and what I see in media, and people relate to that, and they want to talk about that, and that inspires them. And that's why people watch the content. That's why the channel is popular, you know. And because I talk about things that people care about. People care about anime. People care about these shows. They want to understand why they like these shows. If you made a response video to my video and, you know, the quality of it wasn't up to snuff because you can't afford the equipment, well, you should have worked at it until you could afford the equipment. You should have worked at your writing until it was something people wanted to hear. You should have talked about something that people give a shit about. Because if no one gives a shit about your opinion about my video, then why did you have to comment it in the first place? Anyway, that's my long, rambling, winding stance on this. I hope you found it interesting and not too bitchy. And thanks again to everybody who is great. All of you here on Digibro After Dark, where this is going to be published, most of you are excellent commenters. I love when I get to, you know, post an opinion piece like this on this channel, and I usually get interesting or involved comments because, you know, it's a smaller channel and it's more about me, so I'm more interested in the conversation, and it's easier to read all the comments. So we have great comment sections on here. All right, see you in the next one, guys.